Hi, welcome to RPM, Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this wonderful little 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today we are taking a look at a classic song that has been covered many times, and it's Knockin' on Heaven's Door, originally written by Bob Dylan, but later covered by people like Eric Clapton and Guns N' Roses and many others. It's a many covered song, and I will show you, well, kind of a combination of things here. And I'll show you that little solo that I did off the top of this video that you can play on the mandolin. It's a really fun little solo that you can stick in while you're playing this very simple song. But first, before we get to the song, a little bit of business. If you are new here, thanks very much for checking out our site. We really appreciate it. But don't forget to hit that little red subscriber button down there in the lower right corner of your screen. Also, leave us a like if you like this video. Same story if you are a returning subscriber. Thanks very much for coming back once again. We really appreciate your support, but leave us a like if you like this video. It really helps us out. And check out our Patreon and other links down below. Patreon, we have a lot of exciting things that are happening at our Patreon site these days, including live lessons and jam sessions over there. So you might want to become a member of our Patreon site by clicking on the link below. But that's enough business talk. Now let's take a look at this classic song called Knockin' on Heaven's Door for mandolin here on RPM. Okay, Knockin' on Heaven's Door is one of the easiest songs that you're probably going to play. It's really only a couple of patterns of 3 chords together. And really simple, open chords you can play on the mandolin and have fun with them. But that little solo can add a little bit of spice to your playing. If you want to learn that solo, I will show it to you later in this video. First, let's start with the main chords. G, we're in the key of G here, all right? So your basic first position G chord, which is the 2nd fret of the A string and 3rd fret of the E string, right? The other 2 open. G chord, right? And just simple strumming for this song, although you start off with a down, down, and then down, up, down, like that. So, like that. Okay, so that's that G chord right there. First position G chord again, as I said. So down, down. And then you change, when you're doing that up, down, you change to a D chord. And I'm playing that open D now in the 5th position here. Again, I think these open chords in the 1st position, not the 5th position as I said, I think these open chords sound best because, well, they kind of replicate the acoustic nature of Dylan's original track here. So even though some other artists play this on electric guitar, like Guns N' Roses, for example, or even Eric Clapton, I think the open chords work best for this track. Okay, so we're going from the G to a D chord here, and what I'm doing is just, I'm adding a couple of strums in the middle there on the D chord, so like this. So it's down, down, like that. And the strumming pattern there is, so it's just down, up, right? So down, down on the D chord, and then to a A minor chord like that. All right, I'm playing this A minor chord for this song. You can also play that A minor as well. It doesn't really matter, but I like the sound of this A minor chord for this song. So it's 2nd fret here of the G, 2nd fret of the D, and 3rd fret of the A string for that A minor chord. Okay, so the progression again. So when you land on the A minor, you're hitting it 1, 2. You're giving it a bit longer on the A minor before you come back in with that down, up, strumming pattern again. So like that. So the A minor goes like that. Okay, so one more time through the first part of that verse pattern goes G, D, to A minor. Now the next time G, D to C. You're ending on the C chord in the second part of that pattern. So basically what I'm doing here is instead of playing that A minor chord, I'm just lifting this finger off and getting a C chord here, right? So open G, 2nd fret of the D, 3rd fret of the A. So one more time through that pattern, and by the way, this pattern repeats through the entire song. Verses, choruses, solos, whatever you want. It's all the same pattern, all right? So G, D, A minor, G, D, C. Again, G. And that's all it is throughout the song. That's the entire chord progression. Now, I will point out that some versions of this song play it slightly differently. I believe the Guns N' Roses one, they just go, they go to the C first and then the A minor the second time. So they kind of reverse the pattern that I've shown you here. The original Bob Dylan one, though, goes from the G to the D to the A minor, and then G, D, and C. Not sure what the Eric Clapton version does. It may do the same pattern. You should check it out, listen carefully, maybe check out some tab that you can find online. Also, one note about the Eric Clapton version of this song, of course, it's a reggae version. So it's... It's a little bit of a different strumming pattern. Again, you want to listen to the Eric Clapton version, the original, to hear what they're doing in terms of that reggae rhythm, which is a little bit different than what the Bob Dylan one does, just sort of a more laid-back strumming pattern, all right? So one more time. And that's it. That's your entire chord progression for this song. Okay, I'm going to show you that little solo that I did off the top of this video. It's a really cool little solo that's played over the chords that I just showed you. Now, I will have to give credit for learning this solo from another YouTuber, Rob Swift, who has a great YouTube channel for guitar lessons called Swift Lessons. You want to check that out, Rob Swift at Swift Lessons. And Rob does a really nice little melodic solo on the guitar on his lesson for Knockin' on Heaven's Door, and I've sort of copped that solo for use on the mandolin. So thanks very much, Rob, for doing that solo, and it really works well here for the mando. So what is it? Well, over those chords, right, you can play... Okay, that's the first part. That goes over the G to D to A minor. Okay, so what you're doing is... You're coming in right at the end of that bar with a little... like that. So what is that? Well, that's 2nd, 4th, open, like that. So 2nd, 4, open, 4, open. One more time very slowly. And I'm hammering this from the A note to the B note there, from 2nd to 4th on the G string. So like that. Okay, so... Okay, so what did I do there? Well, after that, I did almost the same pattern. Okay, so I went... So that's 2, 4, open, 2, open. Okay? So 2, 4, open, 2, open, and then 2, open, 2. And you're into that A minor chord pattern right there. So if you can come down and catch those two strings with your pointer finger in a bar at the 2nd fret and the 2nd fret, then you can pull in this finger at the 3rd fret to give you that A minor. So one more time from the beginning of the solo. You see how I caught that? And then back to that little lick again, going into the second part of the solo. Okay, so the second part of the solo is almost the same. But you come down from that string, the A string here now. Second fret, open, second fret, and then pull in that finger for your C chord there. So one more time, that part goes. Okay, so let's look at those two parts again. The first part of the solo. All right, and I'm using a lot of downstrokes here. Right there, that little lick, I'm playing all downstrokes. In fact, I'm playing almost all downstrokes until I get to the chord when I have to do that part. So that part, you could use your second finger there, second finger on the second fret, open, and second fret on the D string there. Okay, and then from there, we're going, I love this little melodic part. You're starting on the open D now, like that. Like that, so open D, second fret E, fifth fret G, and then open D again, like that. Really cool. Like that, open, 2, 5, open, 5. Okay, and then from there, you're doing a little melodic part like that now. So I'm doing, okay, so it's 4, 5, 4, 2, and I'm you're kind of hammering on 4 to 5 there. I'm hammering to the 5, and then hitting the 4 again, and the 2, so, right, so, and then you're jumping up. So that's 2, 4, 2. Okay, so again, this pattern, and twice on that, and then almost the same pattern now on the A string after you go, right? So that's open, 2, 5, open, 5 again. Like that, okay? So what is that? So open, 2, 5, open, 5, and then 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, 5, 2, and then I jump all the way up to that open E string. You can also play that note there. So 2, 5, 2, open E, 5, okay, and then you're coming 3, 2, 2, like that. So one more time. And finish off with that lick that I showed you from the beginning. So let's do the solo all the way through again, slowly for you. And that's it. That is Knockin' on Heaven's Door, one of the easiest songs that you will probably ever learn to play on the mandolin, if you learn to play it from this lesson, or if you've already learned to play it. But it certainly is a fun song and a really powerful song, too, if you play it with somebody who can really sing it. Anyway, have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, leave us a like down below. If you're new here, Don't forget, hit that little red subscriber button on the way out. If you are a returning subscriber, don't forget, hit our Patreon page, or check out our Patreon page. The link is down below in the comments section. And also check out our affiliate links if you have a chance. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks once again for tuning in to RPM.